Hi, I'm Ludovic. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator based in Manila. Most of my works are inspired by nature, um, especially species found in our country because I'd like to immortalize them.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
very passionate about nature.
Yun. Flora de Filipinas, the book.
Yeah,
Ayun,
yeah,
di ba?
so beautiful. It's
Oo.
one of my inspirations actually.
Okay. Kasi I'm just like, how do you illustrate the skill of the illustrations? I swear to God, girl, I understand. Okay, that's why I'm like, oh, girl, I love it. I'm like one of the merchants right now.
Thank
I'm so
you.
happy that you consigned with
Yeah.
us. Ayun. So,
Parang modern twist yung ginagawa. Well, half siya mixed with traditional and then I
mm,
color it actually in digital.
ah,
So,
okay. Yeah, you mentioned that in your pre interview, no? Oo, ano
yeah.
yung ginagamit mo. Yes. See, guys, mixed media. Don't feel like you have to parang
Stick with one style, yeah.
yeah, in style kasi a lot of artists, illustrators especially, they say na, oh, it has to be pure, ganyan. But then we live in the age of technology, so
Yeah,
make full,
taking advantage of it.
diba? So, how have you been during ECQ and now that we're in GCQ?
Well, I'm pretty much stuck at home with my family, and I guess it's more time to spend with them.
Mm-mm.
And not like before, as a Sagittarius that I am, na puro gala.
Oh my gosh,
So,
it's a Sagittarius.
yeah, I'm humbled at home and creative wise, I guess I'm immersing myself with more art and watching artists online, with webinars such as like this one. I'm also planning illustrations and just being online and posting stuff. Because before, I mean, I still have an AD work in an agency. So now being work from home, I have more time now with my art.
Yeah.
And I guess I developed my Instagram more.
Since you were talking about working as a person in an ad agency, how has your parang how was how have you been affected at work and on a personal level?
Well, really, it's been hard because of the things that's going around in the world, not just in the Philippines.
Mm.
Um, there are a lot of anxiety attacks, but I guess art's what's keeping me, keeping me sane for the most part. And I guess talking to creative friends and supporting each other. I guess that's what's important in
Mm-mm.
these.
That's true. So do you so like how you feel about your illustrations is that parang nilalabas mo yung mga parang damdamin
Yeah.
mo dun.
Go with my illustrations. It's always back to nature. Parang all my works are not directly related to COVID, but my advocacy is still from my main advocacy is nature and awareness to environment and taking care of the environment. So I think I'm more motivated to keep illustrating our species, especially to let because everyone's online, diba? So I want to let them know now we have these kind of species and we should take care of them. We should take care of the environment.
Hmm.
Kasi, diba, everything's back to nature. Eh. So
Your illustrations are a good educational tool because they're true to life. And right now, since people are also not only work from home but school at home, and I'm not sure if the Dep Ed has announced anything about how students are doing now. Pero what I hear is that walang pasok talaga. I think for like the rest of the year. So yeah, like the way you can use your illustrations is that it can help kids or just people in general to sort of
actually, yung illustrations ko, they're not just prints. It's gonna be like a make your own museum thing. So with the frames, parang di ba you hang it up like that.
uh,
So I'm also adding a small card where they can see the description and details about the illustrations.
ooh, girl,
So yeah.
have you ever making a book?
Um Actually I want to, but I guess I focusing on the posters first.
Mm-mm.
Yung thing na ginagawa, I really want to make an encyclopedia. Like, have to be like super huge, pero it's one of my dreams, like Philippine species. And with information, parang Haeckel, parang ganon. Ernest Haeckel. It's one of my inspirations.
Girl,
Yes.
I support you 100%.
Parang gusto ko lang kasi ngayon, ano eh, tapusin muna sila, as in, mag-drawing lang na mag-drawing, and then, maybe one day, compile it into, like,
Tama, tama.
yeah.
Like, don't pressure yourself to make especially since the illustrations themselves take a long time, diba? Like, how long does it take you to make one?
Um, Depends eh. There are days na one full day, like kahit di na ako matulog, nagdo-drawing lang ako and I don't even notice the time.
Oh.
Pero I guess with for example, this anahaw,
Yes. Wow.
like I did this for ano lang, I guess 6 hours straight.
Wow! Oh
And
my,
after, just an afternoon drawing lang.
oh my God. Wala ka pang carpal tunnel?
Oh, wala pa naman. So far.
Kasi ako meron. So, because I know illustration, like, nag-surgery na ako. Well, you can't see it from the webcam, pero nagka-surgery na ako. Just stretch your hands all the time, take a break.
Yeah, I'm also exercising and doing yoga for most of the
Good.
during afternoons.
Oh, yes, that's very good. Yeah.
At mag-release lang din ng endorphins kasi, di ba, like with watching the news,
Mm-mm.
ko, parang, too much.
Yeah.
And, syempre, sometimes, like, there are days na wala akong ma-drawing, feel blank. So, I guess I exercise also and do some yoga to release the stress.
That's a very underestimated form of mas lalo na when you can sobrang nakakatamad yung ECQ eh. So you can just lay down, be like, okay, I don't want to do anything today. So,
Actually, I have cats. My cats are my ball of happiness. But they're not here now because I went to somewhere, far from the noise. This is Oscar, and this is for. Yeah, I just hug them.
It's so fluffy, my God, ang ganda nila. So, okay, sige, you mentioned na, ayun, like with everything that's happening, mas lalo na all the issues that have blown up in the past few days, yeah, it's hard to be productive in that sense. And mas lalo na, like, when you feel all that anxiety, aside from exercising and drawing, and your wonderful cats, do you have any other ways of coping?
Talking to people online kasi they're also going through the same thing. So sometimes we just need some warm affection and really just going online and talking to them. And Zoom is a great way to connect to people again,
Diba?
despite what's happening.
I mean, that's what the fair is also about, to recreate the community. Kasi, yeah, as creatives, now that, there's a new normal, ganyan, like, how do we redefine the streets of Manila? Kasi what Fake Zine is about is street culture, underground culture, and how we as artists pioneer the scene. We shape the landscape, basically. So, yeah, it's always good to see others, check up on others, and be now, okay, you're going through the same thing, ganyan. And all the people that I've interviewed so far, they say the same thing na, as creatives, ganito, ganyan.
We should support each other.
Diba?
Yun na lang eh, that's what we have, and especially what's happening with the government, and so kailangan natin supportahan ng isa't isa bilang artists.
Tama, diba? There's no how can we survive as a community mas lalo na if we don't support each other? And now is not the time to be divisive. Kahit na there's so much going on, there's so much dissent, ganyan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally, actually, I do cultural studies, and I always ask myself, why is it kasi that the Philippines is a very fragmented country, diba? Parang it's so hard bilang mga Pilipino to come together for the
Oh,
true spirit of bayanihan. And
kaya nga.
yeah, what I realized was that aside from being geographically kasi we're islands, diba? Pulo-puluan. So we're physically
Oh,
separated na. Culturally, what comes from that is that the regional groups, they form their own identities. Tapos what happens is that, um, kunwari, like Tagalogs versus Bisaya, there becomes
yeah.
divide between the, so we're both Filipino, but the the group identity separates from each other, ganyan. Or like, I mean, do you have any particular province where you grew up here?
I grew up in Manila na. But we always travel around the country.
Mm, okay.
Actually, namin ang na-cancel this year. So sad. Pero, ayun, halos every month nasa beach ako. Last year. Yeah. How about you? Do you like traveling? Do you
Yeah,
have the
I super love traveling then. Kaso lang, I don't get to
yeah.
travel here kasi my dad likes going abroad more. Nainitan siya dito eh. So, funnily enough, he lives here, pero he has this condition where he coughs a lot when it's hot. So, ayaw niya yung mga beach. Ayaw niya sa bulubundukan din kasi he doesn't want to, go climbing or I want to go climbing. I want to go to all the mountaineerings and ganyan ganyan. So, what I have to do is I have to do it either alone or with my friends. Pero ayun, ECQ wala na. So, yeah, I mean, aside from being a nice country to travel around as a tourist, parang people don't really appreciate what we have to offer. I mean, it's always taught in schools na we have natural resources, ganda-ganda ng Pilipinas, but then somehow we never really seem to truly, um, it never seems to sink in, no? And again, that's what's
Yeah.
beautiful about your art. You magnify that, you take
Yeah.
one and you say, see, this is a species that's unique to us. When people keep saying na, oh, we're so colonialized, ganyan, Spanish, American, Japan, ganyan, and people ask, oh, so what's really Filipino, ganyan. It's that's also something that I try to do in my cultural studies. And even though we have several foreign influences, if you look at world history naman, every country has foreign influence talaga. What matters is that they interpreted it into their own. So
Yeah.
yeah, and how they do that is that they take inspiration from their immediate environment and they take the foreign ideas and apply it to them. So it could be done with the same thing for Philippine art. As long as you know how to take inspiration from your surroundings and you know how to interpret it through your own perspective, that's how you make something that is authentically your own, diba? So um yeah, I mean, like, for you, how did you start with what inspired you, or why do you love doing botanical illustrations?
It's not really just botanical illustration. Also fauna art. Growing up, my dad always travels around. Siyempre kasama niya kami. And then, ayun, nakikita ko nga na we have, as in sobra, like even just researching, we have so much species na hindi nabibigyan ng pansin ng bansa natin
Hmm.
dahil wala, ang dami nilang ibang inaatupag. And I guess yun yung one of my goals is to share it especially to my generation, to the younger generation.
Hmm.
Because tayo naman yung next next generation will take care of them.
Tama.
Actually, nasa ano tayo, center tayo ng biodiversity,
Hmm.
and even sa water, sa sea. As in, sobrang dami ko pang gustong i-drawing. Oh my God. As in, ah,
Kaya mo yan,
as
girl.
in, and the thing is, wala tayong masyadong resources about it. And
Mm-mm.
then, like, even if, not everyone has access to museums, not everyone has access to the internet. And I guess ito ang ginagawa ko, parang gusto ko pang mas tumawak pa yung ano niya, yung audience niya
Mm.
for for even kids to know, and even yung mga kahit yung mga actually yung mga matatanda.
Mm-mm.
Kasi ang dami talaga alam mo ba, like yung mga tertiary natin, endemic yun sa atin
Mm.
sa stress nila, nagpapakamatay sila. Like, sila yung isa sila sa mga suicidal animals. Like, yung head nila, binabump nila sa tree to die. Kasi parang ako, why? Pag nasa-stress sila, tapos ngayon, only na lang sila dahil as in, I was recently involved, so nag-interview ko ako nung nagbabantay doon. Parang may pinuntahan kasi kaming farm. Tapos may tertiary. Tapos yun nga ako nentos. Parang, what? Kawawa! As in, parang ano nangyayari? Tapos ang dami din nating na extinct or like super, ano na, um,
Endangered.
abused na mga, like, even endangered animals. As in, ah, like, oh my God, so sad. So, I want to immortalize them, like, and I want to make them beautiful, even if hindi siya photography. Parang I want to illustrate it para it still has that fantasy in it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Parang parang ganun. So yeah. Sometimes when I'm sad, parang dinadaan ko lang yung mga drawing ko and look at it.
Oh.
And sometimes nga rin like people message me about it. Parang I did this ocean illustration ng ocean species. Tapos may nag-DM sa akin. Blue, I'm so afraid of the ocean, but you make it seem like ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Parang, you make it seem na parang it's not, scary, ganun. So, parang, achieved.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that's how you know, diba? That parang your art reaches someone. And that's any artist's dream na hopefully my art can touch someone out there. Ganyan. And
It
yeah,
also,
diba? Wait, there was something that you said that I want to touch on. Something about the oceanography. Yeah, the no, when you want to teach kids, have you ever considered being a prof on it, a teacher?
not really. Kasi, ewan ko, parang, but I'm willing to, like, do some workshops or short, short lesson about the species, pero not really, like, be a professor.
Oo.
I'm gonna stick with the artist na lang.
Okay, oo. Or parang
Yeah.
you have to be an illustrating parang teacher kasi for example, if you want to really
Yeah. Like workshop, like scientific illustration workshops.
Oh,
That
yes.
would be
Oh my God, that would be so great.
really great.
Diba?
Yeah.
What you can do is that when you gather the people, mas lalo na, and then, because I swear to God, girl, like the illustrations, like the level of illustration, I understand the skill level talaga. Like, how long have you been drawing?
Ever since like I was 6. I think yung first memory ko was watching Finding Nemo. And dinrawing ko yon yung buong, gumawa ko ng landscape nun. Parang, I guess, sa short bond paper lang. And then crayons.
Wow! Oh my God! Yeah, so ano, like, see, so it's taken you a long time, diba? Parang buong buhay. So, if you're able to teach that to other people in a shorter amount of time, and if you want to make a book or the encyclopedia, kasi, of course, I don't want you draw, parang ako, wow, naging manager ako. Ah. So,
Ako pa ng manager. As in, I need guidance from adults.
magkaedad lang tayo, okay? Don't make me sound like I'm Then I'm only 24, so like,
Actually, there are a lot of I'm part of this group
mm-mm.
on Facebook, all enthusiasts about nature.
Oh,
Marami actually, maraming tao. And I guess doing this, it's one of um hindi pala. Parang feeling ko, like, and, di ba, ang daming nag-drawing din, maraming nature enthusiasts.
mm,
But I think they need more platform. We need more platform. And I guess I'm thankful for this. Kasi I get to share my stuff with you guys.
mm-mm.
Ayun. So,
Thank you,
yeah.
then.
I think we need more platform, like
Mm-mm.
for artists also inspired by nature.
Yes, exactly. And ano, actually, speaking of, since we're going to talk about platforms for nature specifically, like, can you explain the stuff that you're going to be selling on Fixine?
Okay, so on Fixine, I'm gonna be selling my prints. This is 12 by 18
Mm-hmm.
millimeters na anahaw, Philippine anahaw. It's our Philippine leaf. It's a national symbol. So yeah, this one, and
Mm-mm.
then this ito rin. So the butterfly, Philippine Lepidoptera print.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah. So this one's a Philippine pit viper.
Mm-hmm.
It's 15 by 20. It's
Ooh, malaki.
big, kind of big.
Yeah, that one is nice.
So I'm selling it with the frame and without.
Okay.
It's actually green,
Ah,
the snake mismo.
oo.
But I only illustrated it in a way where I can put it sa silk screen because
Hmm.
I'm actually exploring styles when printing. Kasi I
Okay.
just don't want na regular na printed lang. So, kasi silk screen sometimes, may texture siya.
Mm.
And it has more character.
Ah, okay.
I mean, in terms of the print, like, makita mo talaga naka-emboss
Oh.
yung, so what's this Jadu?
I have
Actually, sila yung next kong illustrate. Mga naman. Yeah.
Ah,
Reptiles.
wow. Hello, baby. Babae.
Makakawala lang siya dito eh.
So, you mentioned that, yeah, with all the art that you've been doing, that brings it back to nature, and this pandemic is a good time to do it. Do you plan on doing any products related to COVID-19?
Actually, all my works are not directly related to COVID, but ever since my main advocacy is to spread awareness of the environment, to take care of the environment. That's why I show these beautiful species of ours because eventually everything falls back to nature.
Mm-mm.
Everything we do affects nature. So it's really powerful what we can do
Mm-mm.
as artists
Very, very true.
and art.
Yes, very true. So, do you have any post-lockdown plans?
My post-lockdown plans, I haven't actually thought about it yet. But when everything's open na, I'm probably gonna release some products. Maybe over the last quarter.
Yes, wow. Okay, it's studio tour.
Yes. Wait. Ano ba yung dito? Hindi ko kasi alam yung ilaw dito eh. Pero ipa-phone ko na lang.
Sige.
Tsaka marami kaming spider. Nakakatakot.
Oh gosh, wow. Oh, wow. Hello po.
Kaya eh. Wait.
Oh.
Ito si Jadu. Ito si Jadu. And then
Huh?
turtle.
Hello. Hello, babies.
Hindi ko alam kung kita siya eh. Pero maganda sana kung may ilaw. Pero don't know how to turn it on and I'm scared.
Aquarium.
So, yeah, aquariums. Marami.
Wow. Okay. So your parents are scientists. scientists? Ganun.
Hmm?
Are your parents
Ano?
scientists? Parang,
No, yung dad ko lang talaga, he's really like, alam mo yung mga enthusiasts,
ah,
aquarium.
okay. Okay,
Or
okay, okay. Okay.
he's into aquascaping. And
Ah,
siguro,
mm-mm.
yeah, so siguro yun din yung one of my inspirations kasi my dad loves animals and then we always travel. So I guess it reflects on my work. So
Mm,
before, I don't really have a subject. Like when I started illustration, parang
mm-mm.
random lang, ganyan-ganyan. I just developed it like 3 years ago. Siguro yung parang, okay, I'm gonna stick with animals and flowers. I'm gonna stick with beautiful animals, cute animals, and then yeah, I guess it all it all came to me like 3 or 4 years ago lang. And
Mm,
yun na. And like, parang I guess, yun nga, reflection siya ng childhood ko.
mm-mm. Please check out her works. Visit her at bluedavid.studios. You can order all of her beautiful prints online. Just go check her work out. Support local, support small, ganyan. And thank you so much. You can check her out on thefakezine.shop. Please, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside ba kasi GCQ na. But
Drink water.
yes, drink water, wash your hands, wash your face, ganyan. I don't know, maligo kayo. Sorry. Okay, maybe I'll edit that out. I don't. Okay. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, friends. We'll see you in the next interview. Bye.